Hi Scorpio, welcome to your mid-May astrology and tarot reading. Let's start off with the new moon in Gemini, which is of course the sign which is 8 signs away from you, you being the 8th house. This energy is very, very much who you are, and it's supported. The first thing that I want to say about this Gemini new moon is that it is supported by Saturn. Saturn has this element of restriction in many ways, but for this new moon it is simply asking you to go slowly, but to go, to make a new project, a new job, a new relationship follow a slow, steady structure based on communication and understanding. Your habits that you begin or you commit to during this new moon, which is of course as an 8th house energy for many of you, it is your deepest self, your most authentic self, the you that is accepted as being all these occult and taboo things that Scorpio encompasses, which is why I think Scorpios are so fascinated by astrology, because it is an insight and understanding into who they really are. The curiosity of the darkness, the curiosity of the death of ego, which is really what a Scorpio person is all about. Many times in a Scorpio's life, they come into great conflict or great camaraderie with their ego, and both can be equally as devastating. And the death of the ego and the rebirth of the soul is very much where you are this Gemini season. Of course, there's other lovely things happening for you as well. There is the Sun trine Jupiter on the 17th of May. And this for you is in your partnership sector, bringing you great luck in romance, bringing you great luck in collaboration, great luck in your one-on-one relationships despite the Venus retrograde. Speaking of Venus, it does square Neptune on the 20th, just as we're approaching this new moon in Gemini. Around the same time, Mercury is conjunct Venus and also squaring Neptune. Now, as you know, Neptune is in your 5th house of romance and creativity, and to have the planet of love square it, yes, can feel a bit jarring, particularly as the energy is within your 8th house, your intensity. Go easy on yourself and try not to jump to the worst possible conclusion about the person you love or the person you're interested in or the path that you're walking in terms of love. Try not to be fearful. There is this teaching by Neville Goddard that everybody is you pushed out. It is a time to forgive the people that have wronged you, as uncomfortable as that may feel. There is a truth that you can forgive those who have hurt you because you were hurting yourself. A lot of the time we find when people hurt us, there was choice involved, and that's not in every case. That's not in every case, but I'm talking about romance, right? I'm talking about that kind of thing. And the choice of hurting yourself is not necessarily in allowing something. In some cases it is. In some cases it's turning a blind eye and allowing somebody to behave in whatever way, but intrinsically that's because you felt maybe at the time that that was something you could accept. But it's allowing yourself to hurt yourself going forward from there. You know, blaming yourself or feeling shame at the way somebody hurt you. And this is all about asking you to forgive yourself as well as forgiving other people, just to set yourself free, not to allow, but to understand the concept that sometimes in order to have different experiences going forward, we have to learn to evolve the way we see our past. You know, as a Scorpio, you are the best at transforming, rising from the dead, being the phoenix. This is more so to do with forgiving the part of yourself that you feel sometimes is unlovable. And this new moon is the perfect time to set those intentions, the perfect time to use your past mistakes, your past feelings, your past pain to understand what you would like in your life to grow, to develop, to be sustainable. Something that could be long term without fear or restriction or a need to control every little detail. If you want something long term in your life, you have to trust that it will work out. And sometimes trusting that it will work out is the hardest part for you to understand. Even the Tower flipped out. You are going through a shift. Be patient with yourself. On the 28th, Mercury conjuncts the North Node in Gemini in your 8th house. And Scorpio, it's asking you to look into your untapped potential, where your talents lie, whether it is in understanding the occult, spirituality, death. It's very rebellious energy, but it's asking you to tap into the potential you've yet to use in your life. Where you feel indecisive, it's asking you to be a little more clear. It will make you more clear. It will open up your path. High Priestess, it will make you very intuitive. It will make you very connected, and it will make you feel incredibly in alignment with your shadow self. Venus in the 8th as well, in retrograde, is going to make you very aware of your shadow self. And within that lies the understanding that the shadow can be loved. 8 of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. Very slow and steady energy for Scorpio. This is what we like. This is mastery over your emotion. Underneath, the 3 of Swords. Oh. Yep, that pain is becoming very clear. Very likely if it is surrounding an air sign from your past, or the antithesis of someone who you felt very, very cold energy from. A very clean cut, but very hurtful, abrupt heartbreak. If I may, because I don't like leaving this on court cards, I'm going to clarify this Knight of Pentacles, 3 of Wands, and the Sun. Oh, Scorpio. Put the 3 underneath. So, there are some blockages that come up during Venus retrograde, and you have to be very patient with yourself. There may be abrupt tears. There may be pain that comes up unexplainably. Venus is unearthing quite a few things for you. And as I said, you need to be very patient with yourself, the way earth signs are patient. The way the Taurus, the Virgo, the Capricorn. The Taurus being your opposite energy that sits across from you in the sky. The Taurus that understands that things need to be solid, and yet you understand that they need to be real. Both have varying levels of security, and yet both will stick at something until the very, very end. The Knight of Pentacles, the 3 of Wands, and the Sun promises you, Scorpio, that you are moving slowly, steadily into new horizons, supported by the new moon in Gemini trine Saturn, supported by a sky that wants you to learn how to go slowly at something, not to become disillusioned with a slow, steady pace, because as a water sign, a lot of the times you expect emotional waters to be choppy. You don't expect them to be serene the whole time, and sometimes when they are serene, you can get very, very disillusioned, very suspicious, and kick up a bit of a storm. And that's your shadow side. But this energy is really asking you to be patient. Whatever it is in your life that you want to rush to, whatever it is that you want to rush to make happen, why is it that you feel that way? Is it the 3 of Swords moment? Is it to solidify a relationship, to prevent third parties? Is it to get in a job before you're put out of where you are? Is it to have the thing by a certain age? What is it? It's coming. The good stuff, the sun, the sunflowers. You know, sunflowers are representative of longevity. They're representative of true love, loyalty, all the things that the Leo energy is. The sun is Leo energy, which rules the heart. And here's the heart here. To get to this sun energy, you need to look at where your pain is. Venus retrograde, quite simply, Scorpio, will not allow you to go forward without at least investigating that a little bit. And we know you like to investigate. So does Gemini. And this energy is very, very in tune with you putting a lot of hard work into making something happen, but running the risk of slipping into old habits. Habits that were possibly created in childhood, habits that were possibly ancestral wounds that you had to fix. And you are fixing something here. He's got his hammer and his nail, and he is making the things that he wants. He's making them happen. The Knight of Pentacles is that slow, steady energy, that slow burn. I'm thinking slow burn with the sun being fire. And you can see the ships coming in. You see the signs. You see evidence in some way. But even the greatest ship, the hugest ship, looks small far away. Think about it. The thing that you want most, the thing that you're very anxious to get off the ground, the thing that you're very anxious to see, only looks small because you can see it in the distance. Don't give up on it just because it looks small, because the closer it gets at its own pace and its own divine timing, it'll get bigger and bigger, and it will be clear and it will be obvious. And you will feel very, very happy about it. This pain here, this Three of Swords with the Three of Cups, suggests possibly that during Venus retrograde, somebody, I think a lot of you will find it to be an air sign, a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, but I think for a lot of you it's also a friendship. A friendship or past lover who was deceptive, hurtful, or even in positions where you felt ganged up on, maybe by co-workers. Comes back around again, around the Gemini new moon. And as we approach the Sagittarius lunar eclipse in June, the energy intensifies. Somebody does come back around again, and I think it's somebody who hurt you very, very deeply, but was connected to your soul path, a past life soulmate, someone that you thought was everything, but they were actually only here to teach you something. They weren't here to love you forever. They were here to teach you to love yourself, right? I think for a lot of you it's an air sign, for some possibly a Capricorn. But the thing about the King of Swords I always find so fascinating is that the butterfly above his head shows just how deeply he transforms your higher self, your crown chakra. The pain of his words, his cutting of ties, shows you where you need to evolve, where you need to develop, where you need to rise above your own ego. And he hurts you a lot, but he makes you a better person. I'm not saying that was intentional. He doesn't know why he came into your life, or she, to break your heart, to make you feel betrayed, to make you feel impossible to love, maybe. But he teaches you something. And that pain is possibly re-triggered by him coming around again, by him or her or it or they. For some of you it's more than one. All of it comes around to ask you, did you learn the lesson the first time? Did you get the memo? Did you see the choices being made? If they didn't choose you, did you choose yourself, and will you choose yourself now? I will not say that it's doomed. I will not say that it is somebody that you couldn't work things through. It depends very much on where you were when it happened, how it happened, what happened. Did you approach that relationship feeling like you were unlovable? Because maybe, as Neville Goddard would say, that was just you pushed out in another person. The pain, the triggering is all designed to bring beautiful things to your door. And by Leo season, Scorpio, you will see that the slow burn, the slow and steady approach, maybe the slow burn person, maybe the slow burn to figuring out your path, being patient with it, trusting in it. The thing that you want most, that you're being very patient with, that you're possibly wanting to give up hope and restart and rebirth yourself, it's not necessary. It is coming. You can see the ships in the horizon. You can see the signs. You can see the evidence. And you love evidence. But it is leading you to a beautiful, beautiful moment. And I would suggest you do not give up on this energy so easy. Even if other things trigger you, you've come so far. And I, for one, am very proud of Scorpio for coming so far and gaining such clarity and understanding. Whatever work, whatever relationship, whatever environment is beneath you now, you are surpassing it. And you can see evidence of something you've wanted for a very long time, but that you had to go deeper and understand your shadow self to find, to see. Your ships on the horizon, they do look small, but give them time, they will surprise you. Scorpio, I love you very much. I hope you have a wonderful remainder of May. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in June. Bye, Scorpio.